Hello everyone. Today we're gonna see how to install the Dhcp Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So this is the virtual machine we used last class. So I'm gonna upload in some of these storage devices for you guys to download, and we can start from there. So open the virtual machine. So log in VSC 2020 ! Remember. PVSC 2020 ! This is the password. Okay, P and S in caps. Actually, my C is wrong. So PVSC 2020 ! So now it's correct. So while it's logged in this machine, let's talk about the Dhcp itself. So the Dhcp is a service from Windows that allow you to the clients, to the workstations, to lease some IP addresses from the server. So in this case, you have to remember that it's not the server that's offering IPs to the clients, but the clients are requesting IP from the server. In this case, the clients are going to request some IPs to lease. This is not like the client's not going to store this IP address. This IP address is going to be leased. And every time a client requests a new IP address, this is going to be a new lease. Okay? So first we need to install it. I don't know if you guys remember. So this is our virtual machine from the last class. And let's see here, the DNS. Just to make sure the forward lookup zone and the reverse lookup zone, they are installed already. Also, we can make the test to see if the DNS is correct installed. So let's look up server name. In this case, I don't know my server name, but I can see here ipconfig/all. Scroll up. You can see my is PBSCDC01. So let's do the test. And let's look up PBSCDC01 127.0.0.1 and press enter. Okay, so the for lookup zone is correct, and also we can test the reverse lookup zone. Remember, the server name and the IP address, but this is our IP address from last class 010. Okay, and the reverse lookup zone is also correct. So now we can move on. We can install now another service before we promote the server to Active Directory. So in this case, you can close. We know we have the reverse zone. I have my A record here. I also have my PTR record pointing to my forward lookup zone. So everything is correct with the DNS. So how can we install the Dhcp? The Dhcp is an app from the Windows 2016 server. So what we should do is, we're going to open this. Every time you open a server or you start up a server, this dashboard is going to open for you. So we're going to install or manage tools. In this case, we're going to add a role or feature. Okay, this is the first step. So we can ignore this step and press next. Okay, we don't need to change anything here because it's going to be a feature-based installation. So you press next. Okay, make sure you have your server here. So what might happen with some problem? If you don't have an IP address assigned to your server, it might fail, as we did on the DNS. So the server must have an IP address assigned. So in this case, I'm seeing here 192.168.0.10 is assigned. So this is not going to be any problem to us. So just hit next. Okay, so let's choose now the DHCP server here on the list. They're gonna ask you, they're gonna inform you actually that you need to add some features. So that's fine. So just hit add features. Okay, and then hit next. What else we should do here after that? So there's a very important information here. In this case, the .NET framework is required to install the DHCP server. So make sure you have this .NET framework 4.6 installed or at least selected from this assignment. So in this case, I don't need to select the 3.5 because I have the 4.6, but if you wanted, there's no problem. We can add this 3.5 .NET as well. But I believe this is gonna work only if this 4.6 features. So let's see. Okay, so hit next. Is also a very good idea to read what is the DHCP is for. So in this case here, if you read it, the dynamic host configuration protocol allows servers to assign or lease, as I told you before, IP addresses. This is kind of a server that's going to offer clients IP address in your network. So you don't need to set up machine by machine. Imagine if you have 100,000 computers and you have to go one by one assign IP addresses. So this is going to take a while. So that's the reason we set up a DHCP server. They're going to assign to that machine's IP address automatically. So this is how the DHCP works. Okay, so if you please So please read this information here. It's very important to you guys because you are learning. Okay, so again, assign or lease IP addresses. This is the key information from DHCP. You just hit next. Okay, we don't need to restart the destination, but I told you sometimes it's important. So let's hit install and see what's happened. Okay, so meanwhile, what I wanted to do is I'm gonna post I told you before, I'm gonna post for you the file from the Oracle VirtualBox that I'm using here to record this video. Okay, but it's the one before I installed this DHCP server. So I want you guys just to follow these steps and then send me the screenshot of the DHCP server working. Okay, this is the first assignment. Okay, so now we can see that the DHCP server is installed. So we just need to hit close. And if you go here, there's a notification that says post deployment configuration. So we need to set up some information before we start the DHCP server. In this case, we are going to select here complete DHCP configuration. There's going to be a post wizard that's going to help us to finish the configuration. In this case, we're going to allow who's going to have the access to this app. In this case, it's going to be administrators and users. So hit next. Okay. So we are going to have the user credentials. We're going to select as this is not an Active Directory yet, so we cannot assign the domain name plus the administrator. Let's see. Yes, we cannot do that, but we can specify a username here. Let's say administrator. And the password. Okay, so please, when you hit specify, as I did here, you're gonna type the administrator, user, add the same password as you guys use to log in on this machine, the PBSC 2020 exclamation mark. Do not forget that the P and the S are in caps, okay? And then now we have, this is going to be the credentials to be able to add zones and everything else here in case in the DHCP server, okay? So then we're going to commit. Don't worry about this error by now, okay? Because this is not a Active Directory yet. As we the same, this happened in the DNS. I don't know if you guys remember, okay? Because we are set up some servers before, some services before actually this computer is a domain controller. In this case, this is only a machine with the DNS installed in a DHCP server installed right now. Okay, so let's just take a look what we have. So this is a configuration, no problem. Let's see. Tools, the DHCP, if we can open the DHCP. Yeah, we can. Okay, so we have our DHCP server installed. You can expand. We have two versions. If something went wrong, in this case, how do I know I did correctly this installation? You can see here under the IPv4 option and the IPv6 options, there is a green tick. That means this is okay and this is okay. If something wrong happens, you're going to see some red cross here saying this is not okay, this is not okay. Okay, so the next class, I'm going to teach you guys how to set up this IPv4 and IPv6 to release zones or to release zones for clients. Okay. Okay, so see you next class.